takes, jokes, and predictions. Love the Boise State, we now welcome you to listen. Shirts and skins, let's go.
Bronco Nation, what is up? This is the Shirts and Skins podcast. I'm Matt Lamb. I've got Brandon Minor here. Mark Moss is in studio. Guys, it feels like we've seen each other earlier today.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Round two.
This is round two. We ran into some technical difficulties recording the first one.
Sad.
We were trying some new things, and sometimes that's what happens. So
Yeah, today we're 0 for 1.
Roll for one, looking to make it 1 for 2.
We're hoping to be 1 for 2. 1 loss, 1 win. 50-50, 500 team.
1-1.
Yeah, not great.
Not great, but we've got some awesome stuff to talk about. Obviously, the game on Friday, Mountain West champs.
Yeah, baby.
That's awesome. We're going to talk about playoffs, our seed, our matchups, all that stuff. We're talking about goalposts.
Oh, yeah. All of
Tons
it.
of stuff. How do we want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. I'm going to start right now.
Brandon's ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Well, first off, thank you, Jesus. And
Dude, the crowd loved it.
Crowd loved it, dude.
Dude, you see his face. Everybody loved it, dude. Everybody loved it. I thought that was hilarious. That was awesome. That was like the culmination of all of his post-game interviews. He was like a big sigh of relief after that one. I thought that was hilarious. Good for him, too, for like staying, consistent with that. I thought it was cool.
Dude, I was on the field for that. Did you go down on the field
I didn't.
afterwards?
I did.
Okay.
I was there.
Yeah.
Had the daughter on the shoulders. We were there.
Yeah.
She was loving life. It was awesome.
Yeah, we were down there. We heard the whole thing. People love that. A lot of cheers for that. When Jeanty got on, kind of said some similar things.
Yeah.
People loved it, man.
What was the field like? Because my son was absolutely freezing.
There was cigar smoking going on.
I saw in the players in the locker room. They're all posting today cigar pictures.
Yeah.
And I saw like some little like peppermint schnapps bottles on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Like some little liquor.
Well, what was it? A tobacco and alcohol shop down there on the field?
I wonder how many people spread ashes last night. Because
really,
yeah. Well, so I didn't. I had
the field.
I had heard that down south people did that. Like they would put their like father's remains in their pockets for years until they could rush the field and then spread their ashes. I thought there's no way in the world that happens here. And then there was a story like 6 weeks ago or something, or maybe it was on KTIK.
Yeah, Prater
and
talked about
multiple
it.
people called in or texted saying that they spread their dad's ashes on. Which is crazy because artificial dirt.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's going to get rolled up after this year, whatever. But I'm sure that happened last night.
Would you want that? Would you want that?
So me personally, I never thought I'd be cremated. It was always like, I don't know, religiously or whatever. It was like, oh, you're going to get buried or whatever. And then the other part of me is like, it would kind of be cool. All the special places up in McCall, some different places throughout your life, and you get your remains. I can kind of see that.
Can I tell you what I would do? So I do want to get cremated.
Okay,
if I can. Put me in the paint, in the blue,
paint,
and then spray me on the field.
There you go.
Like give me blue tinted on that.
That's staying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is good. We're doing this for the second time of the day because cremation did not come up the first time whatsoever.
And this is what the fans want to hear.
Yeah.
This is what listeners want.
Yeah, we're going pretty deep on that. I've been down there on Mountain West Championship wins.
I have too.
And I didn't know this one seemed like
it was bigger.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I cut you off? You didn't think so?
I'm just thinking, I just don't know. Was it way bigger?
Way
Were
bigger.
you near the field goal post? Was that immediate?
I was down there. First of all, it was bigger. And I know we'll talk about the game.
It looked massive.
It was massive. It was like the whole field.
It was, yeah. There was some trampling that took place in the
really?
northeast corner.
So I was with my daughter. They finished up the whole thing that you played a part of there. And then so we're like, all right, let's go. We were going to leave on the northeast corner. And that's right when people started getting up. And there was kind of this like stampede of people. So I kind of grabbed my 13-year-old daughter. I was like, they're going for the goalpost. And it was fine. We were fine. But by the time we got around them off the field, I looked back and we stood there for a while. And they were up there. That thing was swaying. And
why don't we have breakaway post, field goal post?
I don't know. But I thought they were. I thought they were because we've had concerts there. And there's no goalposts. The goalposts were not there for the Garth Brooks concert. I guarantee it.
I guess I haven't even
Or
thought
were
about
they?
that.
I don't know. I thought they were gone. But maybe they weren't.
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't
remember.
But man, it looked
But
like
they're in cement. They're in cement.
it looks like a decent thickness of steel. That like that thing.
I know I shared this before.
Okay.
No one
Goalpost
else knows.
story. Nobody else knows. So I'm going to share this for the listeners. This is the first time. For you guys, it's the
Okay.
second time.
Yeah.
So me and Mark and I were down on the field. We didn't
Yeah.
see each other.
No,
You saw goalpost action going on?
I did. I said
Okay.
people were up there. It was
Yeah.
shaking.
So I was down with my son, 13-year-old son. We're down there watching it. I told you guys this before. I was nervous because I'm like, people are going to fall off this thing.
That's
And
a nilly-nelly or a nervous Nelly.
Nervous
guy.
Nelly.
the way people were hanging off this thing and climbing like a quarter of the way up the upright, which it's swaying, it's rocking back and forth.
But didn't you say there was peppermint schnapps out? I mean, didn't you?
Well,
So you were piecing it all together. Like, what was happening?
Could have been, man. But yeah, they're rocking this thing back and forth. I don't know how many people are on it. 20. I mean, it's a lot of people
lot.
trying to get this thing down, rocking it, doing everything they can. Can't get it down.
I didn't think they were going to.
No.
That's why we left. I didn't think it was going to happen.
So you didn't wait for them to
I didn't know.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
see it come down. I
Yeah.
saw it swaying, and I'm like,
So
dude.
I give credit to my son because he's like, Dad, we got to stick around. And I was like, we're cold. Let's just go
Were your
home.
feet freezing? I mean,
I wasn't cold at all.
Yeah. So they have those like hand warmer things you can stick to
Yes.
the bottom of your feet. And I did
Good
that.
call.
And it worked.
Okay. To
You
talk
cold?
about the coldness thing, I prepped my son,
Yeah.
11 years old. I'm like, here's the deal. Okay. We're pregame drinking. Oh, we're hydrating before the game. We're eating. We're not going in the lines.
You
We're
ate
not
Chick-fil-A
leaving.
before
We
the
ate
game.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
We got all of the warm weather clothing out.
Yeah.
And he started complaining a little bit in the second quarter. I'm like, that's not good.
Not
for
a good
me.
sign.
Because he's like, can we go at this point? I was like, come on.
Can we go?
Come on. And so I'm like,
Dude.
we're staying. And his
Good
feet
call.
were cold. And I'm like, oh, man, dude.
We
just gotta
didn't
brave
have
it.
any. Yeah, my
Interesting,
daughter
yeah.
was
All right.
fine, but we
Well,
really,
yeah.
I stopped by
don't know.
Walmart, picked
Maybe he's
up
too
all
young.
those like hand warming
Yeah.
things. So
Good call.
anyway, so it's rocking, right? So what they did, there was some engineering that took place to get this thing down.
Did the school like plant some engineering students in there? Like
These are not
what happened?
these are not Boise State students.
No, you talk about like, the argument for, schools and being prominent or whatever and saying
Yeah.
that academics is a part of,
Okay.
belonging to like a certain conference.
yeah.
I think this is Boise State.
Are they talking about the fan base or the students? Like, what?
That could be on the slideshow next time we present to the Big 12.
Yeah.
Like, we figured this
Well,
out.
like, the school gets to show their little clip during the games, like their little ad for Boise State.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
have Scott Matlock
Yeah.
saying on the blue
Yeah.
or whatever. It could have our,
So
So what was the
hooked up
engineering?
wires? Yeah, what was it?
Okay, so you have the net behind the goalpost for the field goals and PATs to block it from hitting the fans. That net has ropes. So there's a pulley system that, the people pull the ropes to bring the net up.
Sure.
Well, they broke away the ropes from the pulleys, and you
Okay.
can hear the like snap, and you're like, whoa, what's happening?
Really?
So they broke the rope away. They hooked the ropes around in the corner of the goalpost, like right by the upright. And people on both sides just anchored themselves. And I'm looking at their hands thinking, these guys are going to get rope burns on their
Oh yeah. I love how you're just like,
I'm
they're gonna
thinking
get
all
hurt.
the bad stuff. And people are standing right there looking up at it. I'm like, when that thing falls, it's going to fall. But
But it just kind of bent.
it
would-
kind of
yeah.
bent and it slowly came down.
It's perfect.
And so it didn't come up at the base. It bent at the arch spot, and that's where there's a crease in it. And so both uprights fold down. Then there's a crossbar. And so you see it fold down, and then you see the crowd shift to the right because they broke off one upright. And then it shifts to the left because they broke off the other one.
Just incredible efficiency.
And what I heard later was those those uprights are very heavy.
Yeah. Well, did you see that tweet that said there will forever be two tribes in Boise? The Broadway tribe and the Friendship Bridge. It's like, because you went to the
So we went out the
You went-
northwest side of the stadium. My son was all about
your
it.
Friendship Bridge. In it.
Well, we went down, and I think, I don't know where we lost the one. I don't think it was all the way to the Broadway Bridge because they would have had to go out
Yeah.
the northeast side of the stadium, and I don't think they did.
Yeah.
Could be wrong on that one, but we followed the mob out to the Greenbelt path, and we followed it all the way to Friendship Bridge. We were on the wrong side of the bridge, so we didn't get to see it very well. We saw the videos afterwards, but we were standing right by the bridge, and that bridge was packed. And you had people chanting. They did the Seven Nation Army chant the whole way. They had the
Boise State
off
chant
the
going, right?
bridge, off the,
Crowds
So-
and chanting. It just
Dude,
goes
and-
one.
Mob mentality a little
And
bit.
on the way out, there's the there's a band building there, a building for the band. I didn't know that was there, and the marching band's in there, and they're watching these crowds go by, and some of them start to come out. Some of them were like, "Oh, great, our tuition's going to go up." Like,
one of them said that. You heard one say that.
Yeah, one said that.
Oh my gosh!
And then you're walking by the dorms, this whole crowd that's chanting all this stuff, and students are coming out of the dorms, and they see this happening, and it was a big thing. So.
Yeah. Well, I can say a thing. The difference between those two crowds, the Friendship Bridge crowd knew they're like, we're not getting in the water. Like, this is professional.
Yeah. They were
we're
the California transplants.
Dude, the degenerates over.
The ones going in the river, those were the Idaho natives, right? I guarantee it.
In fact, dude, did you see their post on Twitter? And it was a picture of the Broadway thing. And there was a bunch of, there was a crowd. It was taken from the bridge, kind of looking back at the stadium.
Okay.
And there was a crowd pulling the pole into the water. Mm-hmm. And then one guy circled.
Dude, he's just swimming.
Guy with the shirt off swimming, and he circled him, and the guy's like, I want him on my show. Find this guy.
Yeah.
And the guy was probably floating the river at that time anyway and came by.
I replied to him. He's like, does anybody know who this is? And I was like, is it Bear Grylls?
It may be like Wim Hof.
Wim Hof.
I mean, dude, the guy's just like going. Yeah. We're like, what is happening in this town?
I think the people holding the goalposts looked out at him and were like, this has gone too far.
Yeah, they were all degenerates
like
on that side.
Taking the goalpost in the river, that's one thing, but you just swimming by yourself.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, those guys have hair on their chest. It's impressive, but
that was
a fun night, man. I mean, it's just a crazy fun night. I can't believe we got to do it. It's wild. It's like, and now we're talking about this after the selection of the playoffs.
Yeah,
we'll talk about all that. But the game, leading up to the game, I mean, legit, I don't know a better experience at the stadium. I really don't. I've been to Oregon State. I've been to Oregon. I've been to the.
We were there for Mountain West Championship against Fresno in 2017.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
It was fine.
It was good, and it was loud for 10,000 people, empty seats. I remember that being loud.
Really, that was 10,000 empty seats.
The most they ever had before this was 26,000.
Yeah. Get out.
Yes, we had a sellout.
The thing they didn't have was they didn't have the bigger video board. They didn't have the lights,
sky cam,
the sky cam,
the music,
or
the music and the speakers, the bass.
Yeah,
it adds so freaking much. And then obviously you combine just what was at stake. Leading up to it, it was a fantastic. I'm still like, enjoying it. Still stoked.
I guess I wonder how much production, how much lost GDP was in the valley of Boise, like lost work on Friday. I was worthless, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. And like
it's like being at work on Christmas Eve.
You're not doing
anything.
But you're not getting holiday pay on that. Like that's a problem. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What are the top 5 plays of Boise State football history?
Oh gosh.
Like,
again, we didn't go over this earlier.
Well, 3 of them are in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Just
2 of them. So hook and ladder and the Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty's got to be 1, and the hook and ladder's 2.
Okay.
What about Peretta throwing to Schumann?
Well, that was awesome too. It's up there.
Can we do one? Can we do all of those as one play?
Sure.
For convenience.
The end of the Fiesta Bowl.
Okay, throw it in. Throw it like that's 1.
Okay.
Go for it.
Jeez.
Top 5. You can even go more than 5 if you can think of it.
Dude, it didn't end up very well, but Kellen's throw to Titus in the Nevada game was
stop
insane.
Stop it.
But the play, if you took the snapshot, that's an
yeah, thank you. Let's move on.
We added a button. We added a swear button for Matt.
For what it for where it went after that, Kellen's touchdown pass to Vinny Peretta at Oregon on the sideline.
I like that.
Just because
Top
it
10?
was. Yeah, it was his first year. It was the start of 4 years, right? And that one just came to my mind.
What about Virginia Tech?
Yeah, DJ Harper's run. Or no, how about the finish? Kellen to Austin Pettis. That was a big one.
Cedric Wilson recovering the onside kick. I don't know. Those
that was a big play.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe Jay Jai in that
Jay Jai's first touchdown to start the Fiesta Bowl.
that third Fiesta Bowl.
Sure.
Can I add to it?
Add it.
Mattis Madsen, dime pass. Maddox Madsen, dime pass to Latrell Caples. Incredible catch. And in fact, if I have time, I'm gonna overlay that video. When you're looking, I couldn't fully appreciate it from where I was seeing it. The situation was incredible. 3rd and 17, I think in the red zone.
Yeah, we had gone backwards,
Yeah.
right? So it was,
I think there's a holding call or there was something.
It was a 25-yard throw.
The game was very much
There's
undecided.
0-0.
0-0.
Back and forth.
And when you're looking at from the Skycam view,
Yeah.
you don't even see cables.
Nothing there. And nothing there. Yeah.
Well, I was on the east side, so I saw the backs of everybody. Like, they were going away from
I
me.
wish you could see. He kind of caught it. We were in that little corner. We were on like the 15 or 20 yard line. And the way that he caught it was like the guy standing right here. He reached is the only part that could go out in front of the defender was his arms. And he like caught it this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stopped the ball going in. And it was just such an impressive play. The pass was so perfect. I got to think that's in the top 5, top 10 at least plays in Boise State history.
Well, and we talked, it was a huge play. I'm not sure
There's
it was the
another huge
biggest
play,
play
Mark.
of the game.
Yeah.
I think
the game.
Shea Oladipo running that guy down after 85 yards. I mean, just
Wow.
Yeah, and
Biggest
you can
play the game. Yeah.
I mean, it was 21-0, but that thing, it was that play, and that's a teach tape for why you hustle, why, all those things, because not only did he stop him, great, but then it was 1st and goal. They didn't score. And at that point, when they did not score, and I say it was that big of a game because that was the first score and it got us off and running. The play you talked about, huge. When they didn't score there, the game was over, in my opinion.
It was a big stop.
I think for them, just mentally and emotionally, they hadn't scored. They finally get down there and they still can't score 1st and goal. The game was over.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an awesome
The
play.
interesting thing about the comparison of those two plays was there's some luck involved in the Maddox to Capel's pass. There was incredible amount of skill.
You can't see it before. Like, it's a throw that the timing is so big on it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you throw it before he's breaking his route.
And I don't know how much Capels could even see it looking back. He probably just sees a glimpse and just sticks his arms out. But, I mean, the Seo Oladipo play was all skill.
All
effort, skill, desire,
determination,
determination, everything. And to the point, I'm not sure if it was this episode or the episode that didn't air. It's like nobody would have blamed him to just give up at all. And so the fact that he didn't.
Don't give up, kids.
Man, it's easy to give up, though. A lot of people did, and he caught him. So, that's a good point.
And
that's a good point.
Shea Oladipo, the other, he had 2 other sacks, I think.
He was awesome. He was awesome.
He was a big player that game, yeah.
Awesome. We also, we got to talk about the secondary.
Ooh,
Mark was harping on DeMario Warren.
Not after the game.
No.
I mean, just for the last 12 months.
And deservedly so.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, sing the praises, though, bro.
I texted you after I texted you guys. I said, did
Yeah.
DeMario Warren just save his job? The defensive backs played so well. And I felt like last year was a total crap show. Out of position all season long. This year, in position for the most part, but just getting dunked on, getting mossed, getting, not turn around. And it all came together Friday. I mean, that pick by Irby was huge. Pass breakups. White, who was a first teamer, he's going to be an NFL player.
Ricky White for UNLV.
Ricky White, he had, I think, 3 catches for 24 yards or something like that. I mean, totally out of the game. McCoy shut him down.
There was a time, and I think it was in the 3rd quarter, or maybe it was that Seo Oladipo series where they threw an out to White, and you think they score on that 9 out of 10 times, but McCoy had such good coverage on him all day.
Yeah.
That I was super impressed with that one play with McCoy. McCoy locked him down all night, followed him around all night. That had to have been incredibly frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
And they were chirping at each other all game.
A lot. I saw that
all
from
game.
Section 106.
Yeah.
You could see that.
Which, that's kind of a psychological thing to do to somebody that, it was impressive when it goes your way. If it's not going your way, then you're in a tough spot, and that puts you in a bad spot.
They played their best game. Our DBs. I don't remember seeing a lot of the, different the stuff they were usually doing, celebrating
They
when
did the thumbs down.
I saw a lot of I don't know. I just didn't see a lot of maybe it's because I didn't notice it because I'm like, dude, you didn't do anything while you celebrated. I don't know. But they did a lot.
Stuff
they did
this time.
Well,
and
Irby,
they could have been. It was the defense in general was awesome.
Did you
Shenander
see
just has their
the
number.
PFF grades, whatever those
I didn't
stand
see
for.
them.
Well, Irby was the highest graded defensive player on the team.
Yeah, he played awesome.
Which
played awesome.
But that's the type of play we were expecting, right?
Yeah,
like all year.
Well,
which
you
is
know,
wild.
the media guys were telling, I mean, this guy's a ball. You remember fall camp, and it was like singing his praises like crazy, and then it was just, we didn't see it, right, for a lot of the year, but the defense was awesome.
One of the questions going into it, or one of the concerns was, like, are we overhyping the weather situation? Right? Like, guys, we're playing.
I was worried
into this
about
too
it.
much. Do you think it had a big effect on UNLV?
I don't know if it was. I think it was the combination of everything, and I think that people like on Twitter, Boise State fans, were like, oh, they're not ready for this, and UNLV fans, the 3 or 4 that are out there, were like, I mean, they're so pathetic. They're so pathetic. They're so pathetic,
Why, dude? Why?
Because let's talk about that later. But I mean, seriously, I think we were so much more prepared for that game. And now we know that Barry Odom is gone.
The fans or the players?
The players, our team. Yeah. Barry Odom, 36 hours later, signed with Purdue.
Can I say something when you're done?
Yeah,
with this?
so I'm just our team came out and played the best half that we've played all year in the first half. I think the combination of the weather, the cold, the sellout crowd, they're not used to any of that. I think it did have a part in the game. I absolutely think it did.
I want to do a segment in the next because we're gonna have a couple podcasts in between playing.
Yeah,
I want to have a segment on salaries and who's earning a raise. Because Cutter, did you hear the press conference that he had?
Yeah, he's like, which is not much.
I don't get paid much. You're like,
it's like $400K, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot more than I make.
Okay, but it's like, was he making a dig, or did he want more? What is it? I didn't understand that. But I do think Chinander, obviously Dirk, if he were to stay, Spencer, the 3 guys there, they all earned their income plus a raise, plus an income.
Yeah, there's some question marks on that list though. Right?
Which ones?
Do they get a raise?
No, they have.
They have some assistants though.
Yeah, not all assists. I don't think so. I mean, DeMario Warren may have saved his job. But
I want Stacey Collins.
Stacey Collins is making a lot of money for what his production.
Okay, we'll come back to this. I actually think Stacey Collins could earn all of his money coming up.
Okay, in the bowl game, make something happen. Sure,
maybe do a DeMario Warren. Turn around. At the
I
end.
guess so. We haven't talked about this, but who could we play?
In the SMU Penn State.
Okay. Do we have some experience with one of those schools?
Oh, yeah. He was at Penn State last year.
He was at Penn State for a year with the same coaching. So he could have like a little bit of advantage to say like, this is what we're going through. This is what the guys do. This is their tendencies. This is that. So I'd almost prefer Penn State.
Unless
we can get into that.
Hold on.
Unless he's what?
A mole.
That's a long play, dude. That's an impressive long play.
We're starting to talk. The chance.
I mean, it makes sense. You got to bring it up.
Yeah, man.
If he's a mole,
hold on.
If James Franklin's like, bro,
dude, hold on. We're 20 minutes into this thing. We're talking. We haven't mentioned freaking Ashton Jeanty
cremation
yet.
And Malone.
Where are we going here? What is going on? What is going on? That's what happens when we're on our 3rd hour of doing this.
I actually, to be completely candid, I'm really grateful we had a second shot at this.
Yeah.
I had so much marinating, like all the thoughts. I couldn't get them out last time.
I thought my performance the last time was the best of the year.
Well, you're probably right.
Yeah. Dude, you guys got fired up at the end.
I did get fired up. You can't
do
fake that emotion.
I hope we can recreate that.
Yeah, we'll try that. But I was emotional.
What do you want to talk about with Ashton? I mean, what do you even want to talk about?
Okay, so I think we need to mention, you started to talk about the environment, right? And that run at the end of the half was pure bliss.
Yeah.
For 37,000 people.
Yeah.
And I've never
36.
36.
Yeah, 36.
I've just never seen, I mean, the play was awesome, but just the cheering, the pure just pandemonial happiness, I mean, was the best I've ever seen. Yeah. And it didn't stop. It was solid. I love the fact that there's like, now, we couldn't get one solid cheer going, but there was the Jeanty, there was Heisman, there was whatever. But it was like ringing throughout the stadium from multiple areas.
They're both 2 syllables.
Yeah,
so nobody knew
tough. No one knew what. Yeah, but that play was just like maybe one of the top plays I've ever been at in person. There was that, and then the follow up, and then the pick right afterward.
There was that feeling though, like he's gonna break one. He needs to break one because he didn't against UNLV the first game.
Right.
And so it was like, he's going to do it. And then for whatever reason, there was just like he ran for 7 yards or something when we got the ball back. And then the next one was 75 yards.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't know. There was this feeling he's going to do it. And then he did it. And it was just amazing.
You know, my brother Chris, shout out to him.
Hey,
Listen,
Chris.
a big listener on the show recently.
Yeah.
Really?
He's become a fan.
Did he?
Appreciate
Surprising.
This was a big game, so I assume he wasn't there.
He was not there.
No way! I knew it. Oh my gosh! Why not?
He said
He
it
was
was
not
it's just too easy from home, right?
Yeah, he said he would have gone, but it was too
Oh.
cold.
Are you kidding me?
Well, you saw it on the text. It's on the text message.
I don't remember that.
He
Did
said it
some
was
of
an
these times?
inconvenience.
Oh my god!
You know, it's some of that's tongue in cheek, but he could have gone.
Hey, of course he could have gone.
Could have gone. We're getting off track, but dude,
No,
the
this
guy,
is the track.
I love him to death. He kind of overthinks these big games, like the first Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
He failed to go to that, and then forever regretted it.
Yeah.
And then the next one came up, and he's like, I don't know if he was in dental school or where he was at, and he's like, I'll probably skip this one. And so he's kept like being missed out of these incredible experiences, but I think he's going to the
Fiesta Bowl.
fourth one.
Okay.
So it takes a couple runs. But anyway, the point is he's like, what was it really loud? Was it really loud? And I thought, I think so, but I'm yelling and it's loud for me. I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge the decibel limit. Like I wasn't measuring and comparing them across. It seemed like the crowd played a big factor in that game because we were on top. And like when you add that to the cold, to the uncertainty, to the moment, to the pressure.
And you have the
it's
blanket of like fog hanging over.
Yeah,
it.
it was
ominous.
It was.
It traps
was
the sound in. I
ominous.
don't know.
But I was worried that we were building up the weather too much.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're like, you can't handle the cold. You can't handle this. It's too out of your element. And people are like, dude, screw you. We'll do just fine. And then they embrace it. They come out without shirts on.
Yeah.
They come out with all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they did. In fact, I was looking for the presser after the game. Like the Boise reporters were all on the field. They were all like, swimming the Boise River with. And so I was looking for the Las Vegas reporters.
Yeah.
Like searching Twitter to say what was the reason that the team say they lost, or what were the biggest factors, right? I got very, very little.
I saw a teeny quote from Odom. He's probably ready for his interview. I don't know. But it was very short. I didn't see anything. I didn't see a single quote from any of their players, so I don't know.
So it's like I super wanted to know if they were incredibly honest to say, yeah, the cold sucked. That sucked. That got it. That got in the way.
Yeah.
I think that they had. I think from the time they stepped off of the plane in Boise, because those are all chartered, right? And they get outside
On the tarmac.
right on the tarmac, and it was nasty this weekend. The inversion, it was nasty, dude.
It's been nasty.
It's been nasty for a week. And it just was way colder than what I just think. From that moment on, they get to a stadium. And you can't tell me, yeah, it was cold, and I'm sure some of them are like, this place, it sucks, this is cold, I'd hate to live here. But there's no doubt in my mind, when that game is going on, and the light show is going on, and the bass is pumping, and that there wasn't like this, like, dude, this is sweet, I wish I played here. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that I absolutely think that played a part.
Yeah.
And it was back to just the feeling in the stands. It was just... It's just hard to describe. And to anyone, if there's another chance, the next chance something like this happens, you have to be there because you can't describe it fully to someone that wasn't there. But it wasn't a party the whole time because there's this nervous energy to begin with. But there was just like everyone there was like urging the team on with all their power.
Yeah,
you know what I
agree with
mean? It was just
a good way to
awesome.
describe it.
Talking about being there, tickets. Right, you got to get tickets to be there.
Freak, that sucked, dude.
But before we get into Brandon and his ticket situation, for me it was like, first off, we requested media passes.
Yeah.
Brandon and I.
The hell happened there, bro?
Apparently, there's a new.
There is a new
media
relations guy.
Yeah.
Can I?
No, you can't.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. And so we submitted the request. We were denied because I don't think they know.
But I wish they would have let us know early.
Yeah, I think it was more that there was a lot of national press there.
Yes. So the submission deadline was Wednesday. They didn't let us know till Thursday.
Yeah.
And so this is what leads into Brandon's ticket situation. We didn't know. And for me, I kind of hate to say this, but I was playing the waiting game because I was like, if they give us press passes, that's going to be awesome. And then it looked like it was going to sell out. And I was like, man, what if I don't have a ticket? And it's going to be on Fox. Great production, great broadcast.
I'll be there.
Come on, Chris.
Turned it around, got tickets. So
you got tickets
awesome
from the school.
From the school, $35 a piece.
You sat in a good spot.
Sat in a good spot, 50-yard line.
What?
Section 124.
Well, that was the student.
Well,
yeah. Where was this seat? You bought in the curve, the upper curve, right?
Like 103.
I saw those empty seats, and I'm like, there's a few extra people over there. That's got to be
That was me.
I knew that.
That's the warm area. That's like the group. No, dude, I got screwed over. Like legit screwed over. I got put yourself in my position here, okay? I thought we were going to get.
There was never a point that they was sold out, though.
The hell are you talking about, bro? They said there were no tickets left.
No one ever said that. No one ever.
Yes, they did.
No, who?
Oh, go to BJ Range freaking Twitter. Oh, one ticket left. One ticket left, and I'm seeing this.
One ticket he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like seeing it like.
No, and he's like. There are literally 2 spots open. And
exactly.
Then he's like, and they're gone.
And they're gone.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't see that?
No,
Dude, you weren't even checking the text on our group.
Screw you. I thought there was like 3 or 4 different times that because I was checking, I was interested, and there was a ton of seats.
Obviously, you
like a week ago.
Brandon, obviously, you're stupid. Mark knows everything.
And then I know. I'm just saying that. Jeremiah Dickey, they're fast to like say it's a sellout.
Yeah, they didn't declare.
They never did. And like 4 times they came out with new tickets. So I would see, it's down and then there's new tickets. Sorry, I didn't alert you to that.
So what did you do, Brandon?
I never, every time I looked, I never looked and saw 0 seats.
Yeah. I saw it.
So
Brandon, you just happened to look at the wrong time.
Well, so
sure.
I was worried, and I wanted my so my 11-year-old's incredible fan. I have a 7-year-old that's an incredible fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted them to be there so that they could say I was at that
Sure.
game, freezing my up.
Yeah.
Hold on, freezing my off.
Yeah.
And so I wanted him to be there. And so, but I'm worried on Tuesday. I'm like, oh crap, dude. I go on. There's no tickets. I go to StubHub.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Those sons of bitches, they freaking got me, dude. Because I go into section 106. It's $99 for the ticket. Bought 2 tickets.
Okay.
They charge you a $50 fee per ticket.
It's a percentage.
So I'm paying $300 some dollars, $350 for 2 tickets, and then a couple hours later, there's 3,000 seats. If you want them, go for it. I was like, what the hell? I just bought that, dude. So I bought 2 more through the school, and I'm like, oh, so they're gonna sell out again. Sells out. More tickets are going on, selling out. They're giving them away at Dairy Queen. Like, they don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't know. And so I post them on StubHub. They never sell.
Yeah.
Ended up giving them to a client.
Okay.
Shout out to Dale Pyle,
Business
welding
expense.
company. Yeah, dude, the guy's a stud. Obviously, deserved being there. Yeah. So it did. I feel like I got shafted pretty hard.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Hey, you gave a shout out. Can I give a shout out real quick? This goes back to the goalposts.
Whoa.
And also to a, just avid listener, my nephew Peyton.
Oh, dude. Okay,
So-
time out.
Yeah.
Your family played a big role in the success of this event.
Are they going? Oh, yeah.
Like, no kidding, dude. Like,
There's a
your
little bit of
family got in the
relay.
middle
So,
of it.
I went down on the field with my son, like I said, and then I find my 2 nephews. So Peyton and his brother, Dawson, were down there. And
They're older, though.
They're older. They're like in their 20s. Peyton actually got the footage from the Broadway bridge.
Walking across Broadway, looking back at the stadium.
Looking at the river.
Oh,
as
that's
they're
right. I thought he
walking
was
in the
looking
river.
at the river. Look, kind of. Okay, anyway,
Stadium's in the background.
Yeah.
So he got that footage, texts it. My older brother Russ gets it, tweets it, and gets retweeted by Ross
Dellinger.
Dellinger,
Yahoo Sports. And his caption was awesome. It was like championship baptism, the best guy, or something like that. It was,
That is a good
cool.
one. That is a good one.
And so it got, a lot of attention. Russ had to turn his notifications off. And so shout out to them. That was
I'd like
awesome.
to get to a point where I turn my notifications off
Yeah,
Twitter.
I've never been there.
Never.
You know what I want bad? Maybe for Christmas. There was a picture of the post falling off the Friendship Bridge.
Yeah.
Like looking up from the Friendship Bridge, and there's really good exposure, really good lighting.
It was a good shot, whoever got that.
I want to frame that, and then right below it, you know what I want?
A piece.
A 1 foot section of that
piece.
mother bridge. bridge. Post. Like right underneath
That
it.
would be sweet.
That would be amazing,
I
dude.
feel like us pod members here, we're contributing to the ecosystem of Bronco Nation.
Yeah.
If there's any way anyone here possibly knew somebody that possibly knows the whereabouts,
Yeah.
We do know.
I feel like that person.
One thing we do know, the uprights are no longer in the
They're
river.
not in the river.
Yeah, they got fished out.
Wow. Where are those?
They're not together. We know that.
We do know that.
Do you know Matt wanted him to go down to Idaho Pizza Company first? Like Matt was drawn out of that.
No, that was Gabe Iguodala.
Okay, dude, Gabe Iguodala deserves a segment of that.
He does.
The pod needs a piece. Gabe needs a piece. It starts there.
Exactly.
It
Like
starts
we
right
should
there.
crowdfund it for Gabe because that guy put in work.
Was he the one that had the diagram?
Yeah,
How to
dude,
get this?
he initially put it in like week 3,
Dude,
and the
he's
guy
still working. It was when Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
It was after
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"If we ever do this, this is the plan." And I'll be honest, there was no way. In fact, I texted you guys. I texted BJ as well, BJ Rains. I was like, dude, if we win. And there's a couple yahoos that try and take the goalpost down. I swear to you, it's going to be that same crew that showed up for Malachi Nelson.
Okay.
It's going to be those guys. There's going to be 10 of them, and it's going to die out.
Well, it would have
And
needed
I
more than
was
10.
so freaking wrong. Just back to the game. I mean, it was just like you see that stuff on Twitter. You see it like on SportsCenter when it happened in
it's fun.
Nashville.
Yeah.
And Tennessee when they beat Alabama a couple years ago and they marched that thing out to the river. I never in a million years saw that happen in Boise State. Yeah. Never. And the fact that happened 2 nights ago, and we watched it.
We were there.
And we were there is just something I will never forget, dude. That was so freaking sweet. There was a picture, picture someone posted of their son. And I don't know if you guys saw this.
Here
I don't know who it was.
Here at Boise?
Yes. And it was like, I told my son if it ever happens, he can ride the.
He rode on it.
His son is like 8-year-old kid is sitting there with the biggest smile on his face, riding on it as they're walking down the greenbelt, dude. I mean, it was just like the best. That kid's gonna have that picture for the rest of his life.
You
man.
know what's gonna happen?
So
He's
awesome.
gonna be our age and be like, I rode that mother all the way down to the river,
so
dude.
awesome. I don't know, man. And people that don't understand college football and the traditions and just the craziness.
So many people ask me, like, why would we do that?
Yeah, no, I'm just like, you don't get it. Shut
yeah,
up. You don't get it.
If you know, you
it's
know.
the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But to go back, in history, Brandon, you and I were there.
We were there.
In
Marshall.
94.
The
Marshall
I didn't
game.
fully appreciate that. We were in like fifth grade, right?
We went on the field. I think it was like 5th grade because we were like 10.
Together? Were you guys together?
No.
Different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went
North
with my
Enzo.
friend Ty. You went with Wade.
Wade DeLong.
No
DeLong.
way.
Yeah, shout out to Wade.
Wade DeLong.
Yeah.
We were in
Ty
like
Beckett.
overalls and like Carhartt stuff.
I remember
It was
they
like-
threw the Idaho Spuds out. We got some of those.
What game was that? That was
It was
the
against Marshall.
That was 30
to
years
go
ago.
to
30
the
years
championship,
ago.
right?
To
To
go
go
to the
to
championship.
Youngstown State. I
Yeah.
think? Yep.
Against Youngstown
Okay.
State.
Yep.
And they got up on the goalpost. Al Borges was up there with his big booty. And
He couldn't even get it
They
down.
couldn't get it down. And I remember the PA guy saying, please get off the goalpost. They are not coming down.
Yeah.
This time, they didn't say that.
Yeah.
They just let it happen.
And we
You know,
mentioned
what's with Facebook?
Facebook's horrible, dude.
Like, were there-
Facebook next door, it's the same Karens on there complaining
What-
about someone ringing their doorbell at night. Dude, there's people we press charges because the
talking about?
environment.
No,
yeah.
they didn't.
Yes, sir. Mike Prater was
they're
talking
polluting
about
the
it.
river?
They're polluting the river.
Oh my! You're joking, dude.
I'm
You're
not
joking.
I'm not joking. Dude, it's horrible.
Facebook, dude. Facebook, get them out.
Dude,
Dude, get
Facebook's
'em out.
horrible. You got some of these boomers are out there. They're like, you think Jeanty's gonna play in the playoff game? I'm like,
No
come
way.
on,
He wouldn't-
Yes,
they wouldn't
I
say
saw
that.
it today. And
Those
then there's
are
like
bots
this big
just trying to
there's this
get
big
you.
conversation that's like, oh yeah, of course. No, I don't think he's going to. He's going to make a lot
Stop.
of money.
That's
now.
all
I'm
bots. That's all bots,
no, you gotta
dude.
be kidding me, dude. No, it's the other side of Bronco. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Anyways.
Do you mind if I talk about Mark Ingram? So that whole Fox production,
Awesome.
I wish we could have it more.
The Skycam.
Skycam
Skycam for the replays was awesome.
was incredible. They even had it in stadium.
Yes.
And it's like, that's how it should be viewed. Like Jeanty's long run was shown from the Skycam, and it was like climax. Like it was so good, dude. Yeah, I said it. You thought it. You felt it. We all felt it. It was that good, dude. Like it was
Don't-
just
don't get
cold
weird.
out.
No,
It was
no,
cold out
Okay,
there.
that's
It
fine.
was fine.
I'm just saying The view from the sky cam was amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And then, but I do want to talk about Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
If you follow him on Twitter, he's posted on for Ashton Jeanty multiple times this season. Mark Ingram won by default the Heisman. Like
By default?
I just don't feel like there was really anybody else.
Yeah, no.
Like they didn't really know who to give it to.
Yeah.
And he was the running back on the national championship
What did he run
team.
for like 1,300 yards or something?
Yeah,
It was like-
good running back at
Yeah,
the time,
yeah, yeah.
and it was a punt fest, the national championship game that they won against LSU
field
or
goals.
something. Yeah, but I thought he was pro Ashton Jeanty. Like I'm going to vote for Ashton Jeanty. Ashton rips that 75-yarder. They're posting with Matt Leinart. That was fun to watch those guys on the sideline. It looked like they were having a good time.
Yeah.
And then Ingram at the halftime show was pulling out shirts. Jeanty scored another touchdown. He had some signs he took from fans. He's like, Jeanty for Heisman. He's like, that boy, he's amazing. And then Leinart said, wait, are you changing your vote, bro? And he's like, if he gets another 150, I got to rethink it. And I'm like, hold on, you're not voting for him? What?
What? Huh?
What?
What are you doing?
Are you not voting for him? Like, why aren't you voting for him?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't get the Heisman thing. I don't get the Heisman
why
thing.
vote for Travis Hunter right now? Like, I really honestly don't understand it. Like, if you look at it, as far as importance to the team, like, what is the vote? What does the Heisman mean?
Well, it's not the most important player to your team. It's the most
Okay.
outstanding player.
Okay, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to argue the same. I'm not arguing.
I
I'm
just don't know what it
saying-
means, though.
Somebody
yeah.
brought up a good point, and they said if we subbed out, if we had Travis Hunter on our team instead of Ashton Jeanty, would we be where we are?
No way.
No way.
And if they did, would they be sitting at home this past weekend
No.
in the Big 12?
Say it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Good timing. No way, dude. They'd be in that. They would have been playing that title game. They would have won.
Yeah.
They would have won the Big 12 with Ashton Jeanty if they would have switched those two.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
I just don't know that you can outflank prime time's influence on
I think it's just huge. I think it's huge. I mean, they were on like College Game Day multiple times, Big Noon Kickoff. We got them once. They got them multiple times. The funny thing is, like, you know, we're in Boise, Idaho, and obviously we're in our little ecosystem here, and Jeanty's huge for us. But every time you see those national polls,
Yeah,
I mean,
Jeanty.
ESPN does it. Every time Jeanty more than doubles. Like the fans.
Do you think people nationally don't like Colorado?
I think that there's a segment of the population that doesn't like Prime, their style, their brashness, their all those things. Whether that's going to filter into the Heisman voters, I don't know.
Does it matter that he's not playing the bowl game?
I
Heisman
don't think
voting?
it will. I think that's just if we weren't playing in the playoff, Jeanty wouldn't have been playing in a bowl game either. So I wouldn't
probably
advise him to.
You're
So,
probably
although maybe he would with 130 yards to break the record, maybe he would. But I don't think that matters. I would like to think, and I did see just before we got over here that Spencer Downson posted, or Boise State football posted like a thing from Spencer Downson to the Heisman voters and why they should. It's like a 50-second little clip, but. It's probably, I don't know. It seemed like a couple weeks ago when they were up 42-0 and they're throwing him every ball in a row to get him his stats up. They tried to have him, and not to say that I don't think we stat padded Jeanty on purpose necessarily, but they certainly were. I think from the first a week or two before that, the last few weeks, it was just Travis Hunter, and the national media, and it's probably too much to overcome.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many yards is Jeanty away from breaking that record?
131.
Can I name 2 games?
I know what you're going to say.
Portland State, Utah State.
Yeah.
Between those 2 games, 70 yards each.
Boom.
In addition.
Easy.
And he has it.
He would have
And
had it.
I really think this. Utah State wanted him to break it. I really think it, dude.
They were so bad.
They were so bad. He was jacking multiple long runs, one after another. Keep him in all the way through the third quarter.
Just through the third quarter, not all game. Through the third quarter.
He
No
has
one
that.
asked him to. No one expects you to only play a half. Kellen never only played a half.
Yeah.
We would be up 35-0. He'd come out for a series or 2 in the third and then sit the rest. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Obviously, if he would have gotten hurt, we're not in this situation.
Yeah, you're
whatever.
right.
It worked out fine, but. Boy, having that record, because if he has that record, he wins the Heisman. I'm convinced. If he had the record right now,
That's a big deal then.
he would have won the Heisman.
Then it's a risk worth taking.
I think so, because the Heisman lives forever, right? A Heisman winner lives forever. And this is huge for us, and our program is back and being in this whatever, but we could lose. We could lose this first game, and then I don't say it goes away, but it's not the same. A Heisman Trophy winner lasts forever. And they probably could have done a little bit more to help him out, quite frankly.
Oh, I don't know. You see Nissan's almost going bankrupt. So maybe those Nissan commercials won't last for much longer. Who knows?
Maybe Hyundai or something will pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a bummer that we don't have those. I don't know. It's a kind of a bummer.
It is what it is.
What are we talking about?
Playoffs?
Any other plays from the game or anything else that stood out?
I gotta say it. We need the long pass, bro. We do. We need the long pass. Like all second half. Yeah. The teams that you come up so far to the line. There's so much opportunity deep.
Yeah.
And we have 3 weeks to practice. I just hope that Mad Dog and whoever, because we were dropping a decent amount of balls in that game. Sadly.
3 third downs that changes things.
Penry, that one hurt.
Penry,
Bolts dropped
Strawn
early.
Strawn.
Yeah, Bolt got blasted.
He did.
He kind of got laid out by Mad Dog, but and then that screenplay to Louder that could have gone.
Been a big play.
And I don't know if that was as much a drop or it was not a good pass. It could have. That would have gone.
I kept expecting in the second half, in either the third or the fourth quarter, and like a 6 or 7, 8 minute drive with 13 or 14 plays, where it's like 4-yard first down, 4-yard second down, 6-yard third down, just over and over and over. We never got it.
And that's why the defense playing the way it did was so awesome, because the reality was, and we don't need to, this is just a celebration day, really, but the offense wasn't good in the second half. And I don't know if we had a drive with more than 1 first down. We may have had 2 on 1, but we didn't sustain any drives. And we just kept giving them the ball back to them. And a couple of those were drops. You're up 3 touchdowns. You go conservative. Certainly, you don't want to throw a pick 6 or something. But Mad Dog almost threw 2 in a row.
That's the drive I'm talking about.
That was brutal.
2 picks almost in a row.
So it really kind of
we gave him a lot of
bit.
options to block a punt, which I legit thought that was like they're going to come after this and block it.
Ferguson Reynolds, he's really good. He has a quick punt when he needs to, and he quick punted every time, like just 1 step, boom. They didn't.
Well, they played safe a couple times, and but he's great. Like the amount of confidence that we have in him,
he's awesome.
Did you see Sire Gaines may come back for the
Yeah.
Sire Gaines, and then there was one other one.
How sweet is it for Sire?
Tubes.
I just don't know how good they'd be though. Like you got to be full speed.
Well, Tubes
110%. He didn't play at all.
No, but he was dressed like he was.
He was a decoy.
Excuse me. He was a decoy, but we have like 3 or 4 weeks. I think Tubes. I don't know what Sire Gaines. Sire hasn't played for 3 months. But Tubes has. He's only been out for 2 weeks.
You know what sucks, though?
I'm not worried about
Jeanty
Tubes.
played every down but 1.
Did Breezy get in? I saw.
No, it was Tyler Crow that got in.
Crow got in.
On a pass play.
I see Dylan Riley didn't catch. He didn't get in the game.
He wasn't in for a punt.
They had they had Penry.
They do Caples. They do everybody.
Penry caught
Cooper?
No,
Cooper Jones, I mean? Oh, kickoff.
He did the punts, but
Dude, we can't kick it in the end zone, right?
we can't. We don't have anyone's leg that can get it into the end zone consistently.
Dude,
we just don't.
Why is that?
Dude,
That's crazy.
I've talked about this before a couple times. Dalmas on kick coverage.
He got a tackle.
Somebody?
Yeah.
Well, dude, the problem is, look what the Clemson game had. Like, SMU scored.
Yeah.
Clemson returned it to the
They
40.
lost the
They
game
had
from
1
that.
pass and then the 56 yards, which incredible kick by that true freshman in that Clemson case. Like, freaking wild,
That was
dude.
so awesome.
That is wild.
Freshman.
But, like, the whole return just meant they could.
Yeah.
They win the
Otherwise, they're
game.
kneeling it.
They're kneeling it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about kicks? And the doink?
The
Oh,
doink.
this doink. I'm gonna play the sound.
If you
Talk
can
about
pull
it.
that
Talk
up.
about it.
But it was, were they going to go up 3-0?
No, we were.
We're up 7.
I think we're up 7-0. I think.
Can't remember.
I think we're up 7-0.
But homie for UNLV.
Yeah,
kicks
because it was second quarter. Yeah.
I mean, it was a long field goal. It was
45.
it was
something like
decent.
that. 48. Yeah.
Let's
And
see this.
Brandon's pulling up the audio here.
Oh, that was it. I haven't heard that. Wow. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Dude, the kicker. You see it on TV. He looks like he made it.
He thought he made it.
He thought he made it.
No.
And then he's like, did a double take. And he's like, wait, what? Oh, crap.
You know, from my perspective, it didn't look like it had the trajectory to get there. It was right kind of, and then it stoinked hard. off that thing.
It was down the
Great
middle.
doink.
It was right down the middle.
Yeah.
So that
was
here's
right
the
down the
weird thing I didn't tell you guys. Because when you're depending on your view, I can't tell if a kick goes in or not.
I can't either.
From like my
Just
seats.
distance, right? Just distance.
No, I can tell distance, but like
Right.
left or
Left or
right,
right,
I can't tell. So for the first time all season, I watched that kick looking at the big video board.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
that
didn't
makes
see
sense.
that it was
from the
short.
sky cam.
So
that way?
no, it was from like behind the like
To the south.
it
right?
was on the video board in the south video board
Yeah, but what was the camera showing?
from
view?
the
Was it-
south. So going towards the kicker.
Yeah, from the north looking south.
Oh, okay, so it was on the
from
field.
the south
It wasn't-
looking.
oh,
It was the
okay.
one that was playing
Yeah,
as
okay.
it was
Yeah,
going. So I'm watching that, and it looks straight down the middle. I'm like, dang it!
Stoinked it.
And then all of a sudden, there's like, whoa! And then I look and I see it flutter, and so it's just weird. That was awesome. That doink was awesome.
It's just like part of the legacy or the legend that was that game, that stoink. That was hilarious, dude.
Dude, did you notice that they sanded the whole stadium?
Yeah, that sucked. I hated that.
Oh
I
my!
hated
Like we
that.
brought blankets and stuff. Dude,
Oh.
they had it in your-
Oh, the bleachers.
yeah,
like,
because they were
yes.
afraid. They were
That
afraid of
sucked.
ice. There was
Yeah.
no ice, but or maybe because of the sand.
Yes.
But it was all sanded. Yeah,
No, I wasn't happy with that. That sucked. pretty bad.
everything got nasty.
Are we gonna talk playoffs?
We got to talk playoffs, man. We talked a lot
All
more
right.
playoffs like 4 hours ago. But
Yeah,
we'll get into it here.
Okay, so
10
so
o'clock at night.
we gotta post. We gotta post this. This is the one I'm gonna post.
Yeah.
At 51 minutes. If you didn't watch, if you're under a rock for whatever reason and you still listen to this, let's go over that real quick. We have an incredible opportunity that will never come again,
Never.
right?
You're right.
There's
I agree.
You mean being the 3 seed getting a bye?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then what potentially the lineup is.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want to go over it, we'll post the picture here. Number 1, Oregon. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, yours truly. Okay, Boise State University. Number 4, Arizona State. Did you see the reporter at Arizona State said they want 3, they'll settle for 4. And I said you can go shove 3 up your okay. Because why would you say that, dude?
That was.
And it's like,
I have
it's
thoughts
like,
on the Big
duh.
12.
Of course.
Well,
Like,
yeah, everybody would, right? But it's like, oh, we'll take 4, but like
fine.
those like dumbasses
we were
don't
really
get 3.
we were really 11-1, but our
Our quarterback was injured.
Yeah, like whatever.
The whole spin job that every team does. If you missed it, I'll actually play it. Actually, did you hear the interview?
I didn't.
Let me tell you the
I just
interview.
read the tweet
You didn't see it?
about their
while
coach.
you're pulling that up, the reason why we're never going to get this good of an opportunity again is that there is no way in the world that the powers that be, which is basically the Big Ten, the SEC, are going to allow a 12-seeded Arizona State and a 9-seeded Boise State get buys. It's just not going to happen again. Maybe next year, but my guess is by next year, there's 12 teams in, and then they seed them 1 through 12, and they don't do the whole conference champion
But
thing.
this is so nice though because we've been hosed before.
We've been
You look at
hosed.
The TCU was a hose job.
Yeah.
Well,
100%
no.
hose job.
I mean, how many times were we were undefeated and didn't get into a BCS game?
Yeah.
Twice, I think. We've been hosed so many times, but for it to actually, and there was so many people, I had family members, there's no way they're going to give us the bye. There's no way. Like, people just couldn't believe it. And then just talk about basketball just for a second. We've never not been screwed in basketball. Seating-wise, we've gone to
that's
Dayton.
true.
We played Dayton in Dayton, dude. It doesn't get
that
any
sucks.
more screw job than that.
That sucks.
We've been to Dayton like 4 times.
Yeah.
I mean, so we've gotten screwed. Every time it's up to a committee, we get screwed. So we finally didn't get
Last year,
screwed.
they kept
You ready?
Florida State out because their quarterback didn't play. We're 11-1 with our quarterback. 11-1, and we're Big 12 champs. I think we should be treated like an 11-1 team.
Congratulations. Enjoy.
Thank you. Go Devils.
Okay.
So we should be treated like
It's just a spin job, dude. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
we lost at this time of day and this, but so we can't count it.
Doesn't because that hurts.
don't know.
That hurts us. So why would we?
I got thoughts on the Big 12, dude. I got.
What are your
thoughts.
thoughts on the Big 12?
Let's freaking talk about it.
Go ahead.
I'm pissed that they didn't add us to their group, because if you add us to their group, you get 2 teams potentially. You have a consistent contender.
Hold on, Brett. They got the Houston TV market, dude.
I know,
Yeah, Houston.
whatever.
They got
I know,
Houston.
but
They got
it's, you know what?
Cincy.
Nobody's
Cincy's nice in the
you know
winter.
what nobody is talking
Yeah.
about
So
right now
stupid.
They got
at the
UCF.
selection committee. Nobody is saying this. look at that academic team. They're freaking amazing. Look how good of academics that Tennessee has. That's just incredible. Look at that TV market with SMU, man. Can't wait to, like, that's why they're seeing. Nobody cares about that.
Agreed.
Okay? So if you're the Big 12, you should have invited us to the group. It made total sense. Yeah. We fit in regionally with everybody.
Yeah.
We're not UCF. Okay? We have built over decades of time this ability to compete. You want that. And you know what? Even if you invited us, which we would accept, but if you invited us,
Still?
It's like we're better off without you. Because guess what? We could play in the Pac-12 and try to beat, potentially less talented teams or better programs, and we have a better avenue to get in every year than you do. Okay? So get off me, dude. I hate that. And the fact that they're like, we're so much better. Your group of 5 teams, Oklahoma, Texas left.
Yeah.
They all left you.
Yeah. They're the conference that no one else wants.
Exactly.
They're not. They have stability because no one else wants anyone in their league. Okay? I'm not saying anyone wants us. But let's get off our high horse.
Kansas State?
Right? Freaking Kansas State, Iowa State, Kansas State. We are bigger brands than more than half of their league. We are.
Yeah.
We are a bigger brand. We've had more success in the last 25 years than most of their league.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've stuck their nose up at us so many times, and then to hear Brett Yormark, their commissioner, he drives me nuts. And for days, for the last 2 weeks, the Group of 5 champ has they shouldn't in any way, shape, or form be above our conference champion. Well, screw you, dude. You're a Group of 5. Look at their conference standings right now. Half of their teams were Group of 5, okay? The other half are the other half that nobody wanted. Baylor, Iowa State, Kansas State. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're nobodies. You're a bunch of decent middle whatever programs, and you had a team with the blue field that people talk about right there at your doorstep.
Why?
We begged for a decade, and now they're like bagging on us.
They should have let BYU in forever ago, right? Like, that was so stupid of them to not.
Stupid. And same with Pac-12. And we're not BYU fans here, but goodness gracious, they've got a 65,000 seat stadium. They sell out every game they go to because they have fans
Home and
everywhere.
away.
And the freaking bigots in the Big 12, because they're Mormon, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't invite them.
Yeah.
Same with the Pac-12.
But the reality is, I don't understand why they get a claim to a P4. It's the reality is it's a P2 world.
Yes.
There's the Big Ten, there's the SEC, and then there's Clemson and Miami and sometimes Florida State. And even they jobbed Florida State last year.
Yeah.
And then gutted that whole program.
Yeah.
They all left, dude.
Well,
and
the
so
thing
look at them
sucks.
now.
I'm not saying that bottom of the Mountain West is equal to the Big 12. It's not.
No,
I understand
not at all.
that. But the Big 12 as a whole is way closer to the Mountain West than they are to the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, so get off your high horse, Brett Yormark. Get off it.
Yeah. Well, I think if you were to look, everybody wants to go through Arizona State and Boise State. I mean,
That's
it's
fine.
not like
That's fine.
it's not like Brett Yormark's like nobody wants a piece of Arizona State.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, everybody wants a piece of you, just like they want a piece of us,
Yep.
right? Like
Yep.
just like that, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but we got the 3rd, they got the 4th. There was a hilarious Twitter post. There was such a funny one, and it was like a New York City setting, kind of in the winter, and 2 guys across the street just flipping each other the bird, walking away from each other, just flipping each other the bird over and over and over. And it's Boise State and Arizona State getting their buys. It's like, what are we fighting about? Like, we're both getting a buy. Like, that's
great.
amazing.
Did you guys think they would have jumped us? That there was a chance they could have jumped us? Arizona State.
I didn't think they would because, there was a lot of talk about how the committee sort of boxed themselves in this year.
And they did.
Because they let SMU, who hasn't beat a ranked team at all,
That's
ever.
crazy.
That's crazy. Get up to number 8. So what are you going to drop them to 16? I mean, you just can't do that, right?
Yeah.
And then they let, I don't know who else was up there. But, I mean, Alabama falling down. I don't know. There was a lot of complaining about Penn State. Like, were they the 3rd best team in the country? I don't know. But it's like there was some high grades for these teams running into the season. And then that just kind of boxed them into a corner. Like, well, you can't drop them out. That's just too big of a drop. So I don't know. I don't know what the criteria is. It's so subjective for some of these guys. I mean, you're comparing not like stats.
Yeah, it's
not
hard.
like
It's hard.
I was surprised about the Alabama SMU.
You really thought it was going to go to
situation.
Alabama?
I thought so. I just think, watching the show and hearing Saban too,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, and he's bagging on Boise State,
Yeah.
indirectly or whatever. And so when you see the graphic come up and it's comparing Alabama and SMU, I don't know if you guys saw that, but sorry. I just felt Alabama was going to win, or going to get in over them, and then I see SMU flash up on the screen, and I was cheering, I was laughing, I was like, dude, Alabama, you suck.
But the thing about Alabama
they
this
lost
year,
to Vandy.
not even that. They lost to Oklahoma. Was it at home? No, it was at Oklahoma by a couple
21,
touchdowns. I mean, they
21.
got floored by Oklahoma, who was like a 4-7 team at the time, or 4-6 team. It was brutal. I mean, that loss was bad, and so avoiding big losses.
Yep.
And then Saban said, "What's the benefit of going out and scheduling good out of conference teams, bro? You lost to your conference."
Yeah, that didn't make a ton of sense to me.
So like, I don't think they would have held it against you if you would have lost to a Texas like an Oregon or Ohio State out of conference. I don't think they would have.
And here's the thing: it's like the basketball tournament. What makes it great isn't that you have the 68 best teams, 1 through 68. You have teams that won championships, really, really good teams, and you're like, the SEC has their tournament. They have an SEC championship game. They have their slate, and I'm not pretending that all schedules are equal. They're not. We get it. It's really hard. But I mean, if these people are like, oh, the SEC and the Big Ten have all the best teams, well, then do your own thing. But if you're not going to do your own thing, it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, Boise State won every game. They lost one by a field goal to the number one team that didn't lose to anybody. Like, we're not going to be in the tournament? Like, what are you talking about?
Can I just say, I know it matters because coaches, but why do they care, dude? They get the same amount of money. And they have all the money.
They have all the money.
They have all
more
the
than
money.
enough.
They have all the contracts. They have all the power. They have all the donors. They have everything. And you're pissed because you didn't get one school in, and you're gonna go burn it all down because like Alabama didn't get in because they haven't had a fair shot over the last 15 years. Like what are we talking about here? I do think I'm super happy. I'm very happy, and I think everybody in this playoff likes their chances. I think Oregon should be pissed.
Yeah, they got being the first seed. I don't know what the advantage is.
I don't know what I think Oregon should have had a much better lineup than playing Ohio State again.
Or Tennessee.
Or Tennessee.
And then it's like, if you get through that, then you're probably playing Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
that sucks.
The one thing I would
Where
agree
would they
with,
play?
I think Texas is will play.
Where would they play? That's in the semifinals.
Oh, I don't know what it is. The Cotton
Peach
or
Bowl.
no, not the Peach. It's the Cotton and the Orange. So they would play in the Cotton Bowl.
Okay, well that would suck for them because that's in
it's
Dallas.
in Texas,
Yeah.
and they're the 1 seed. They're going to play on the road. So I think the one thing we can agree with is that I like the setup on how you get teams into the 12. With the conference champions, that meaning something, us having a shot, all that I'm good with. I actually will side on I will err on the side of, once the bracket is set, I would say the buys go to 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. Not 1, 2, 9, and 12. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all that Arizona State and us have a buy. But hey, it worked out for us. And it never will again. But
If that did happen, it would have been cool. We would have a home game, right?
No,
we were at 9.
We were 9.
We need to be
So
8.
we would be on the road at Tennessee or something.
It would have been cool to have a home game.
Oh, it would have been.
Totally.
I think those schools that have that first round home game, that's an awesome
but
opportunity.
if you were gonna say if it was between 8 and 9 seeding, does the NCAA make more money if it's in a bigger stadium?
Well, NCAA, I don't think they're part of it, but the college football
CFP
playoff
is
or whatever,
different.
CFP is kind of different.
Okay,
I will say this
because Penn State has a 100,000 seat stadium. We don't.
Yeah, it probably. I'm sure that.
Yeah.
Well, so
we'll
what I
never
heard
get a
what I heard today, you're like, when it flashed, we're going to the Fiesta Bowl, and Arizona State is going to the Peach Bowl.
Yeah,
I'm like, was that because we're the 3? I don't think it had anything to do with that. It sounded like they had a quick meeting or somewhat of a meeting. And the Bureau of Businesses or whatever in Arizona don't want Arizona State. They want the 10,000 hotel rooms, 2 3-day night stays, restaurants, everything from Boise State fans. Yeah. And because Arizona State, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
both
they're
teams.
shipping them off. Yeah, they want 2 teams. So that's why that played.
Because Arizona State is in Phoenix.
Yes, they're right there. It would be a home game.
Yeah.
And they have a bye, but they have to go all the way. But it's all about money. It's always about money.
Yeah.
And this is just a part of it. The bowl says, no, we planned on this millions of dollars coming in for the game. Doesn't work out if your home team is there.
I bet you part of the pitch they give to the city is, look how much money we're going to bring in. And so they have to maybe come back with that.
One thing we need to look at, too, Fiesta Bowl, right? So let's go Coach Pete, first year.
Yep.
Fiesta Bowl.
Boom.
Brian Harsin, first year.
Boom.
Fiesta Bowl.
Yep.
Okay.
Andy, Spencer.
Hold on. Say that one more time.
Andy. Okay. Spencer Danielson, first year.
Fiesta Bowl. Love it.
You know, the thing about this setup for football is our team could not go the rigors of a full season in the Big Ten or the SEC. The way the personnel we have, one game. We did it with Oregon. We do it with all the time.
Yeah.
And so we can play, like, we have the players to play up to one game. I don't know about a semifinal national championship week after week after week.
I think the Oregon game shows that.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
was one game at the beginning of the season. We were fresh, healthy.
Yeah.
Right. We'll be fresh and healthy again. Yeah. Should be, for the most part.
I mean, look at Oregon beat, I'm not saying it's the same, but Oregon beat Penn State decently.
Well, by
they beat Ohio State.
Yeah. They beat Ohio State. We took Oregon to the brink.
Yeah.
Like, Oregon, they may look back on that game and say, oh, we played bad. But look, dude, you got to give us some credit for being there and, like, playing really well there. And so if you're a player for Boise State, you should not be intimidated by any of this.
I don't think they are.
I would be intimidated by Texas, Georgia. Me personally.
Yeah, and we might have a chance. But, I mean, speaking of the bracket, if you were to design it out and say, hey, guys, here's the 12 teams. You're going to get a bye. Who would you realistically like to have the option of playing?
Yeah.
I think SMU would be one of them.
Okay.
Arizona State would probably be the other, but let's say we knew they were by Indiana and Penn State. So, I mean, we're playing. I mean, the path to win one of these games, I'm not saying we're favored. I'm not saying I'm predicting a win. But when you're in a 12-team playoff, I think it's worked out. We're in Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah. Good thing for us. Yeah.
Although Penn State's going to travel. They travel. Like Ohio State, Penn State, Iowa, they will travel like crazy if it's them. But it's set up as good as it possibly could have for us. Would you rather have Penn State because we have some familiarity with their coaching staff? And I say that because Stacey Collins? I think that's small.
Is it?
I would actually rather have Penn State because I don't think we're going to win the playoff. I just don't think we're going to win 3 games. Penn State because it's Penn State. Like SMU, they were a G5 team last year. It's it's kind of like when we play TCU.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's a big game, but it's TCU. It's like, Penn State's a blue blood. They're a blue blood. It's Notre Dame, it's Ohio State, it's Michigan, it's Alabama. Penn State is in that next tier. And
where are we?
The chance to play them. Well, we're not a blue blood. We're still not a blue blood.
But where are we, like, tier-wise brand?
Branding-wise,
how many tiers are there? A lot?
I don't know. We're another step below Penn State, but we're above any other group of 5.
Well,
we're above a lot of the Power 4. A lot.
Yeah, you're right. I do want to say, from here on out, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to the game. I felt like we needed to win that Oklahoma game. I felt like I did. I just felt like, man, I want to win it so bad.
Right.
And then I wanted to beat TCU because we had such a great team.
Yeah.
You know, those teams, I just wanted them to win and be successful. I was surprised we beat, we had a good matchup against Arizona and Rich Rod against that 2014 Fiesta Bowl. It was a sweet win. It was a sweet game. It was an incredible win. More surprised. This game, I'm just happy. I'm happy we're there. Obviously, I want to win. I want to get there, but it really is kind of cream, cherry on top.
Yeah,
like
that's how
gravy,
I feel. Yeah.
all that feeling. I don't know. I just am super happy that we're even there.
Yeah, and maybe it's because, and we'll see how we feel 3-4 days leading up to the game. I feel the same way though, just because it's been 10 years. We haven't been on the national stage. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just to get back there and prove we're a top 10 team again. We won another championship. The way it's gone, Ashton Jeanty's going to be in New York this week. It's like this season, I don't care. I mean, we don't want to get blown out by 35. That would be embarrassing. That would suck. And then there's the narrative of the G5 and all that. So you don't want that. But let's say we lose a close one or a good game, we lose it. I mean, this year, complete turnaround from where we were a year ago to where we are now.
What's crazy is it's the same team.
It's pretty much the same team. What name other than Irby and Banks?
EMAC.
Well, EMAC's gone, but right. I mean, who is new to the team this year that's contributing?
One thing that's new is having just one quarterback.
Yeah. Well, Sire Gaines for
He was only here for 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like
yeah,
it's the same team. What changed?
Well,
Sorry.
Coaching staff. Yeah.
A lot has changed.
Yeah.
You know, and just like
kudos to the coaching staff.
big time.
They've done a master. I mean, everything, all the credit goes to them, how they kind of instilled that grit.
Yeah.
The team went with it. They bonded on it. And like, you never know what those types of teams can accomplish.
Yeah, I think credit goes to coaches. I think a lot of credit goes to Jeremiah Dickey.
yeah.
Which, by the way, it's his birthday today.
How about
So
that?
happy birthday, Jeremiah Dickey.
How about that? Congrats.
I reached out on
It's a
Twitter.
big weekend for that guy, dude.
Big
Dude,
weekend.
one thing
Good
also
day.
for Dickey, letting the goalpost thing happen.
Loved it.
I loved it. It was
Shows
just-
a lot of growth from the time we were clotheslining co-eds going on in the basketball court. Remember that girl got her like hair ponytail pulled
Dude,
down by
people
the
did
hair?
some
was
weird
on
things
the-
during COVID.
That
I
was
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 on
weird.
the court
You were?
as that was happening.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't remember that part.
Yeah, I was
of
on
it.
the court.
Head on a swivel.
That was crazy.
Just
Head-
keeping my kids
he-
alive.
You know, he goes from that. Of course, he was not happy about that. That was like some overzealous security guards. And he was pissed. But you go from that to like he posted a picture with his kids
On the
sitting on the
goalpost.
goalposts that are now mangled and destroyed, and posted on Twitter about how awesome an experience it was and for a memory for college kids or whatever. So awesome.
Yeah, I just think huge credit to him and his team and the coaches. I mean, he had the foresight to make a decision to replace Avalos with Spencer Danielson, put that in place, and obviously getting Dirk and some other people. I just think you can see it was a quick turnaround. You go back just 1 year. 1 year, and we were like, man, this is a dark, dark spot, right?
yeah.
And so you look where we're at, and you're like, dude, we never thought playoff was in the picture in the future. So credit to them. It's awesome. I agree with you, Brandon, about being happy. I think for those fans that like see what's going on and maybe they weren't a part of it this year, and they're like, man, I want to be a part of Boise State football going forward, being a fan, getting tickets. I think that momentum, hopefully that just carries on, and that those 6 games, 6 sellouts, that's just a thing that happens.
I wish that like 1% of the Valley went to games.
Yeah.
What are we at? 700,000, 800,000, something like that.
Well,
Or 10%. Sorry,
10%.
10%.
Yeah.
You'd think that it would, and we are always
We're at about
saying-
5% because if you have 700,000, it's 36,000, so about 5%.
But we were always saying that the community is waiting for that moment to have all these out of towners buy into this, and this is the season that if you can't do it this season, you're not going to buy into it, right?
Yeah.
And so I just think it's so special that way. It's incredible, and hopefully we have, 10,000. I mean, the issue with fans over generations is you need that experience as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? In middle school, in high school, in college, to experience that and to like.
Dude, there's a lot of kids on the river, like
Yeah.
watching the goalpost thing.
I mean, they'll always have that
Yeah.
memory, and that's a special thing. And that you look at those and you cherish those throughout your life. You really do. There was an email that went out about a commemorative watch. Did you guys get that?
I got the text from you.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
got
get
that
the
text
email.
too. You got the
Well,
watch?
I mean, they said you get it if they make the playoffs.
Oh, so you bought it?
I put the
It's like
thing down.
$1,000.
Dude, I just feel like, look, yeah, I get it. Yeah. But at the same time, StubHub already ripped me off. Yeah. They got their money. No big deal. The thing about it is I'm not a big watch guy.
Yeah.
You've worn the Apple
Yeah, I
like
had
Android
it.
watch or
Yeah,
whatever.
a little bit. I feel like that watch is commemorative of an experience that I had in a year that I could take and hand off to my son one day and say, like, this is meaningful. It's like it's in the case, in the container. And when I'm 70, I'm like, here, like to a grandkid or whatever, like this is a special thing to me. And I don't know how many of those you have in your life, but you pick up throughout your life. Yeah. And so I think it's kind of a cool, I don't know, that's how I treated it.
Yeah.
Because this is, when you look at your life and you say, okay, if you have a timeline and you're 100 years old, you're like, when I was 41, that happened.
Well, the cool thing about this is like, and we're talking about, this isn't like we have families, we have careers, we have businesses we own. But the cool thing about Boise State football for me is it's like one pillar of many in your life, right? You've got your family, you've got your religion, maybe you've got God, you've got your
career,
work, your whatever,
your
career,
education, all that.
And this is a pillar that I've always enjoyed. It's always been part of my life. But when it's like at its peak, it just adds to your life. Yeah.
Well,
it really does.
I mean, this brings my family together. Like we're going down to the Fiesta Bowl.
Your whole family?
Like my brothers are
driving?
all my
gotcha.
brothers are going.
Are you driving?
Flying.
You already got
Did you
your
get
tickets?
I might drive down to Salt Lake and then fly.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I tried that. I hope you get it. So my family's going.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't.
Like
It's
your
a lot.
kids? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
a lot of my kids are, and
Okay,
I'm like,
you're going.
I can't pay for them on
That's
on the plane.
Yeah.
Dude.
So what are you going to do? Are you
$1,000
driving?
watch.
Yeah, you bought a $1,000
Bro,
watch, bro. You're
getting,
good.
I'm getting.
Sell another insurance policy,
yeah.
dude. Come on. So do you have tickets yet?
Yeah.
Plane tickets.
the game.
I have game tickets.
Oh, okay.
I've got
So you
game
just got to
tickets
figure
too.
out. You'll get down there.
Yeah.
For me, it's more a
Scheduling.
It's more scheduling
The
issues that I
nice
have
part
all
about
the-
it
yeah.
is it's on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, the
Tuesday
New
night.
Year's is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on that week, so I can
Yeah.
take my time driving
Yeah.
down on Sunday.
Yeah, that's
Are you
what I
gonna
would
drive?
do.
I think I'm gonna drive. What do you want me to do? Like,
Yeah.
That's what
freaking-
I would do. If I was going to do it, if I wasn't taking freaking 2 weeks off on both sides of this thing, I would be there.
Is your wife going to
but
go?
I can't take another
Yeah.
week off.
All your kids.
A lot of my
Everybody.
kids, yeah. So we're gonna drop. I mean, not to dox
Yeah, we
me, but
Yeah.
but we're gonna drop a few off on the way down with some family and friends, and then continue the trip down.
Yeah.
And just kind of take our time on the way down there,
Yeah.
and just listen to audiobooks and go for it because
Do it.
Listen to Shirts and Skins reruns.
yeah, hey, go for it because I don't know how else to get there, but I want some of my kids to go. My wife is a huge sports fan,
Yeah.
so it'd be really fun to have her there, and so yeah, I'd like that. But I mean, imagine doing that again next week.
Well, that's the thing.
Wherever
if they,
that
if they
is.
win, you're going to freaking Florida next.
We got a problem now. Like I don't know.
There won't be. There'll be a good exodus down to Phoenix for sure.
Yeah.
And there'll be a lot of people that drive. You're not going to be alone. There'll be a lot of people that drive.
Yeah. Plane tickets are not cheap.
No.
I wish there was a train or like
Dude, yeah,
something.
mass transit.
A
Plane
2
tickets
day.
are like $500 a piece.
No, like
That's cheap
That's-
right now, dude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like round trip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad. I mean, it's expensive for Phoenix, but
Well,
I
it's
I
not
thought
bad
there
for
was
one
worse than that.
person. It's tough when you have
Yeah,
family
you're-
6.
Yeah, that's $3,000 plus the tickets. Yeah, it's
Anyway.
expensive. It's going to be a big deal, but man, where we're going with that. Anyways, it's great. I think it's awesome.
Hey, also, we're gonna tease a commemorative video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. At the end of this episode, we're gonna have a video play.
Just a little kind of look back at.
Yeah,
some
I felt to give you some insight behind it. I was watching at the game, and maybe this year was just I've had this feeling a couple times, and maybe it was because it was such a contrast to last year. How I felt last year, where we were.
I remember like there was times where you're like, I don't even know, like,
Why am I enjoying?
You weren't
Yeah.
excited about Boise State
yeah,
football.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
remember
was
that.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me. So anyway, this year a couple times I felt like I'm just grateful to be here. I'm just grateful with friends and family. And there was a moment where we were all cheering in the stands after good play. I think it was one of the many sacks.
This game, 2 days
Yeah,
ago.
the UNLV game. And I was taking a video because I wanted to have, some whatever material. And I just saw the play and then I panned over to the crowd and everybody's happy. Except for the UNLV people here and there. But everybody's happy. And you just get this feeling of friends and family cheering together, this experience. That first half was as good as any half as I've ever been a part of. And it was just such a special moment that when I got back, I thought, look at all the time we've put in, not just to this podcast and the people that have paid attention to it, but the traveling to the games and doing the work there and all the years. I mean, Matt and I were there 30 years ago at the games there. And it's just been a fun run. So we wanted to just do a small video. It's not great.
Yeah, we're not like video editing professionals.
Yeah, and Matt's the guy that's really good at it, and so he didn't have a ton of time to help me with it, but I put it in. So anyway, if you have time or you want to fast forward to the end of the video, I hope you do enjoy it because it has been a special thing and it's been fun to watch. And I want to put more pictures of people that we've interacted with.
We have a couple of listeners in the video.
A couple listeners are in the video.
Are we talking about? No. Okay.
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
Can you
Never mind.
see that in the background?
Yeah, you can see a little bit behind me.
What do we got back there? Do we have anybody you can know? We got Sinbad. Can you see Sinbad at all? There it is. Yeah, so we got the Wall of Fame over there. Sinbad made it. We got everybody on there. We got Blitz.
We got
Everybody
Blitz.
that's been on the pod is up there except for Taylor. He didn't
I don't see
reply.
Brad Bedell.
He's up there.
He is Bedell. No, he's
Somewhere.
not.
I printed it out. Maybe he didn't make. Yeah, well, he didn't make it. Darn it, Bedell. I got a picture of him in college. That's the one I
nice.
printed. So yeah, we're hoping to continue to add to that wall as well. That's an exciting one.
Like I think we said this before. We were working on new cameras. It didn't work out.
Oh,
That
dude,
picture
that
will be
sucked.
better in the future. You'll be able to see more of those faces. But yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we do want to do a few episodes in between
Yeah.
the game and whatnot. Maybe Matt and I will do a little bit of a impromptu recording before game at the
at the place.
Yeah, we could do on site.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
That'd be
We'll
fun.
see.
Take the
What
gear
else
down.
What else do we need to talk about? I do want to do a shout out actually. Hopefully we can clip this. One of my favorite follows this year has been an account on Twitter named @HerdBros.
Herd Bros.
Yeah.
He made it.
That guy flew to the game.
From like
West Virginia? Legit. I loved it. And I followed along the whole way. He's like
He missed
talking
the
to people.
Jeanty touchdown.
He was in the bathroom.
I think he was
He was warming up in the bathroom, dude. He's like, it was so cold. I was warming up in the bathroom. And then people kept posting like, you can't leave when Jeanty gets the ball. And he's like, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I missed it.
And he was like, people saying Boise instead of Boise was throwing him off. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's weird. You know, it's just cool. I've never seen the Mountain West has never been the type of conference that supports each other. It's basically everybody hates
Everyone hates us pretty
hates
much.
Boise, and then a lot of people hate Fresno, and then a lot of people hate Reno, whatever. But nobody's ever been like, yeah, I'm for Boise State. But there's multiple G5 profiles. Obviously, we're all small. We all have small followings. We're not like the Paul Feinbaum show or whatever. But he's like, I'm going to fly to Boise and check it out. And it's been an awesome follow. He's just been repping Ashton Jeanty the whole time, repping Boise State. And then a couple other programs, like there's a couple profiles from Oregon State that they're like, I'm going to rep Boise State
like
until the end.
I saw that. Like, damn something. I don't remember. But yeah, there's a couple Oregon State that all of a sudden there's like another fan base that's rooting for us to do well.
Yeah.
We've never had that. In
Never,
Mountain West,
ever. And so that's one aspect I really do like about the pack.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, we want to beat you when we play you, but we also want our, to rep our
Conference.
No, I'm convinced that
That's
when we
sweet.
play out of conference games, 95% of the fans of the other teams in our league want us to lose.
Oh, when we're not playing them.
No, I'm saying like the Mountain West, just what we're saying. The Mountain West teams, their fans do not like us.
Yeah.
And instead of saying, hey, Boise State winning is good for us, they're like, I hate Boise State. I hope they lose.
Yeah, well, that sucked for the WAC.
It's stupid.
Because they all wanted us to lose. And I'm like, you don't get it, dude.
Yeah.
You're getting money from us
Not
playing
only
in the
money,
BCS.
it's just prestige. It just helps. It just,
But when you hate a team,
it's hard.
It's like you rooting for BYU, Mark.
well,
You're not going to do it.
yeah, it's tough. It can be tough.
Well,
I understand that, but I think if BYU was in our league, I honestly think it would be a different story.
You'd be for them.
Well, if they're having
You
a
want
good
to know who
year.
I really don't like is Oregon, but
Oh, well, you've already talked about that. I am actually really sad that Barry Odom's leaving UNLV. It was awesome to have a team in our conference. It hasn't happened forever. That was a legitimate, hey, we're going to stand up to you. We're going to be ranked. We're going to take care of business throughout the year so that when we meet, there's something on the line. I loved that.
that was awesome. And that's what maybe made the game even bigger too, was that the other team had as much to play for as us.
Yeah, and I like that they were good, right? It didn't ever feel like it was a rivalry type
No.
situation.
Well, they couldn't, yeah.
But because there was not enough time, there wasn't.
They've never
any-
beaten us.
Yeah, but
It's since 74 since we were 1AA. But yeah, I respect them.
It was awesome that they were a good team.
Yeah.
Ranked 20th in the country.
Yeah.
and
I
that
love
was
that.
Cool about it.
I love that.
It wasn't just a Mountain West game against whoever.
Yeah, well,
Or
I went to the
conference
Mountain West
championship.
championship against Hawaii, and it was like this casual.
They were like
Yeah.
6
Oh,
and
they
6.
scored.
They were like 6 and
Yeah,
6
good
that
job.
year.
You know?
Well, wasn't that back when we had the Mountain and the West divisions? We don't have those
Yeah.
now,
Yeah,
right?
right.
yeah.
So
I also
sometimes-
remember tuning into the Mountain West game when it was Air Force versus San Diego State, and nobody was at the game.
Horrible.
And I was like, "What is
Horrible.
this?
That's
What is
why.
this?
That's
Like, why are we even looking at this? Like, I just moved along and to do something else." But
yeah.
anyway, I am gonna miss that UNLV. I don't understand why they didn't go to the pack.
Yeah.
That's probably why they lost Barry Odom. But it's a bummer,
He's going to Purdue, man. Like that is the name. If you listed from top to bottom the Big Ten conference, who's below Purdue?
Rutgers, Maryland.
They're close. They're in the same neighborhood.
Well, Purdue
That's as
legit
bad
hasn't
as
been
it
good
gets
since
in
Drew
the- in
Brees.
the-
Minnesota.
In the P2.
Ooh,
Minnesota. I think
Minnesota.
Minnesota's higher. They've had more winning
Success
teams.
over
They've
time.
had, they have bowl games. They're decent.
So what are you gonna do? Wait for a better a
That's
team?
what I would have thought.
Like wait for Penn State.
I was
or
the
wait
first
for
one to say on
Wisconsin.
this pod that he's not staying long term. I didn't think he was leaving for Purdue.
What was he making at UNLV? Like, did he hate Vegas? I mean, what's the setup there?
He's probably going to make.
Was there
4
any
times his
reporters?
money.
Does he know Zach Edey doesn't play football?
He's like, where's Zach Edey? Wait, what?
Nobody's going to understand that reference. That was a
Zach Edey's
Purdue
the
basketball
he's the
player.
7'4"
Basketball
dude.
reference.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I was curious. I'm surprised that UNLV didn't have more reporters. Like, comparing Boise's coverage to UNLV's coverage, ours is so far and away better.
Oh yeah. BJ has brought a lot to the Valley as far as that. And I know,
but you also have Prater and you have Johnny.
well, he's brought it all together in one place, and it's
J-Test.
consistent. J-Test, they're all on
Shirts
kind of
and
his,
skins.
yeah.
Shirts and
And
skins.
yeah, why aren't he should have a little tab? I don't know. Anyways,
What?
we should. Nothing. I don't know. I just
Okay.
thinking on top of my head here. Yeah, for the best thing about Boise State and the coverage is that Boise and the coverage is that Boise State is our pro team here. Yeah. And UNLV, they've got so much else going on. I mean, they've got gambling, they've got strip club. I mean, they've got professional teams.
Is that why that not many people
going
came? I thought a lot of people would come.
What was Torch?
So we got the torch. We got, where's that place on the State Street? Anyways,
It's getting late, man.
It is late.
11 o'clock almost.
Why is that why
Torch
not
is
many
still
people
open.
came? Because I always thought like torches get warmed up.
On a Sunday night? Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Is that why they didn't come?
I don't know.
Is
They-
it
I
Vegas
was
is kind of an event
shocked.
town, right?
It is, but no, they. Yeah,
I
don't
had that
know.
one reporter that said, "Hey, I thought this place was going to sell out." You're
Yeah,
like,
she didn't
"Bro,
know. She wasn't sure of the game time. Apparently, it wasn't sold out. The seats weren't full. Half an
Game
hour
hadn't
before the game
started."
Guys, one person who was there, Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Yeah,
oh,
what was
dude,
that all about?
I've been shout out to my employee, coworker. She got a picture with him.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, and I want to. Maybe I should post it. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But she got a picture with Post Malone.
How
I don't
cool
know
is that,
where
though?
that
He
is.
lives in Utah, right?
He's a Utah guy. Yeah, he's a Utah
and
guy.
so just driving up for the Mountain West Championship.
126. I
I'm
got to
sure he
post this
probably
picture.
flew up.
Was he just, well, yeah, sorry, flying up, but
Yeah.
scoping out maybe for the concert?
He's coming this summer.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why he was here. I have no idea. It's awesome. It was an
Big
event.
game,
It
dude.
was an event.
Post Malone was in the house. Coach Pete was in the house.
Coach Pete was in the house, dude.
And then you had the whole Fox crew.
Dude, Leinart and Quinn and the running back, dude.
Yeah.
They were loving it down there.
Yeah, they
I
were
could
on
tell
sideline.
them. They
Urban
were-
Meyer was,
Freaking Urban.
He,
He was-
picked UNLV.
Urban Meyer was
Urban's
up
kind
in
of
the
a
warm
douche.
seats. He was like,
He
give
keeps-
me, how do I get home?
He always wears like sunglasses.
well,
and
he
like
might have
those-
some. Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. Whoops. Now I feel bad about that.
He's got cool.
That was cool. I wish that would happen more often. I wish so bad we had more games that were meaningful at home. So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
That sucks.
it's almost 11 o'clock at night. We're getting a little.
We're at
bit
an hour
delirious.
30.
What else? What else?
Ashton Jeanty. So this.
You gonna watch it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I guess I need to figure out what time it is, but I think it's Saturday or Sunday.
Heisman.
Saturday. Heisman. I don't know if he did enough. I think he's the Heisman. I would vote for him, but I'm a Boise State fan. The hype machine was big around Hunter. I just think what Jeanty did
Well, the votes
for
are
his
in.
team. Yeah, the votes are in now. I hope he wins. He's going to be first or second. He's probably second. Still betting odds
Saturday.
are awesome. He's going to be there. I'm sure Coach Danielson will be there.
Yeah.
I just think that the Heisman, winning the Heisman is just like we talked about, would be such a honor for him and awesome for the school, but probably going to come in just short, but wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's going to be the second Boise State finalist, which
Yep.
that's cool.
There's not a lot of teams that have ever had a finalist in there. There's a lot of teams I'm sure
Probably
never
most
had a
teams
finalist.
haven't. Yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of cool.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm awake now.
Woo!
Woo! That's going to do
Okay.
it for us
The second time.
today, tonight. Guys, we love you so much. We recorded this twice. Did they get the better version? Let's tell them they got the better version.
I think
the
they
second
did,
time.
actually.
You think
Yeah,
so?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Felt like I
There's
was a
some
little
stuff
flat.
we forgot.
All right.
No, you were good, Mark.
Okay, thank
you
you.
looked really good.
Okay.
Same.
I put the sweatshirt back
sweatshirt.
on.
Brandon didn't have pants for the first episode, so I'm glad you had those on. They can't see, but
Yeah.
you did. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And there's Lily right there, Brandon's dog. Stay on here because Brandon's going to queue up the video that we put together. So check that out.
Yes, I will.
We'll be back. We'll see you again before the Fiesta Bowl. But until then, go Broncos.
so wide. We play for the hearts of a tide. On a field that's blue and bright, we'll keep the victory in sight. Crowds are roaring in the stands, feeling magic in our hands. Rising up, we hear the call. Blue football field rules them all. Blue field blazing, shine so true. Every game we play for you. With every step we beat the drum. Underneath the beating sun. Lines we paint in perfect hues, wearing pride in every bruise. On this turf we never yield, blue forever on our field. Tackling dreams and breaking free, all our spirits wild and free. There's no end to what we'll claim. In this game we seal our fame. Blue field blazing, shine so true. Every game we play for you. With every step we beat the drum. Underneath the beating sun. Tackling dreams and breaking free, all our spirits wild and free. There's no end to what we'll claim. In this game